Hey, what up, guys? This is Saber from VidThru.com. Doing a little something different for you. Going to do a little podcast, and for the first time, live with video. If you guys been following us along for a while now, you probably know that we used to do radio podcast back with Gil Mag and like that. Well, this for the first time, we're actually doing a on video with several webcams, and we're actually going to pull some a panel of I guess you could say Guild Wars 2 experts. I guess you could say if they want to call themselves that. So we're gonna probably pull in probably a Zari later on. Zari hopefully will be joining us later on. But for now, for a panel discussion, first we have from Guildmat, we have Melchior. Hey Melchior, how you doing?
Sup? Oh my gosh, I ain't seen you in forever.
Nah, it's been a while, man. It's been a while. And also on the panel, we also have Punch. How you doing, Punch?
I'm doing pretty good. I've been busy with League of Legends.
Finals?
Keeping up with.
Nah.
In finals, because you're starting to be a dentist. We have a dentist over here now.
Oh dear gracious, you're bogged down in school.
He will be. He will be. He hasn't gone to college yet.
Yeah.
He hasn't gone to college yet. So basically, the whole entire topic of the discussion for this podcast was recently from ArenaNet, Guild Wars 2, they announced the 7th profession to be released, which is the engineer. Now, there's been a big debate about the engineer, about being a high technology profession. I know we called it like a while ago, that I said, and I quote, there is going to be a profession taking advantage of the high technology through the development through the game series. Now,
wait, you
quote? I said that too.
Who's the one who came up with all the mechanics and pinpointed the name?
You did too. But
Yeah,
but it did say it's using alchemic skills though. It says right in the description on the arena it says it's using alchemic skills. So I came up with some of it too.
That's
Alrighty then.
Oh my goodness. But anyways, here's one of the let's see. Now, I think this is the most dynamic of all the videos of the that was released about the profession here. So I'm going to turn over just to one little short video clip, and then we'll go right into discussion of the new profession, the 7th profession to be released, the engineer. So there you have it. That's probably one of the most dynamic videos of multiple skills being used that I've seen of any of the professions that have been released. I mean, and I think at one point you actually saw a healing grenade skill, if I'm not mistaken.
He puts a med pack on the ground. If we're talking about the absorb video.
Yeah, it is the absorb video that we are looking at. That we just saw just a second ago. That I forgot you guys can't see that. But yeah, he put like some sort of medcat. Yeah, it is a med pack there. So there you go. We're gonna start finding it right now. If I find it, there it is, right there. So back about. That's shoot, man, I can't get it. Can't get the stop. But anyway, so what do you think so far about how it being dynamic, being a healer, and everything? There you go. Okay, here I'll switch right back to the video playback right now, and then you can see right here that there's the med pack with a monk, with the old school monk logo. So it's definitely a healing pack that people can just walk over, I guess, heal themselves with. So do you see the engineer being a lot more supportive, guys?
Yeah, I think he's not as defensive as you'd normally expect from a regular game, like standing back, just popping turrets. He's going to be up there throwing med packs, absorbing the damage. I don't know. I think we'll see some really interesting engineers out there.
But I think the big thing though is like how dynamic is the engineer going to be? Like you're going to be like throwing nades down, throwing turrets down, and all the weapons are actually ranged. Like I think this is the first time we don't see a dagger being available to a profession. So there's actually no melee involved. I mean, what do you think, Melchior? There's actually no melee involved for the engineer profession.
No melee whacking around, but one of the key elements Eric Flannum brought up is the engineer still has melee tools, and he has several tools to control distance. He can equip a bomb kit, and he basically just turns into a walking time bomb, a big point-blank AoE demolition machine. And his skills from jump shot to that rifle skill that knocks an enemy away at the same time throwing you back. The net bomb, whatever that was, net skill from the rifle, everything about controlling the movement. He has to be able to go in and out, in and out. I think he's the first true jack of all trades profession we've seen for Guild Wars 2, where others are kind of, this one's focused support, this one's focused DPS. This guy can do whatever the heck he wants.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, you're also looking at you're talking about jumping in, jumping out, jumping in, jumping out skills. Well, the assassin, I was going to say assassin, dang, thief. The thief profession is the exact same way, how it can jump in and out, though. So, actually, do we know what profession armor class it is? Is it caster or adventurer? I believe it's adventurer.
It's the third adventurer.
It is adventurer. Okay, it is the third adventurer. So yeah, so basically another dynamic moving in and out profession at ranged. It can go into range or close combat, I guess. So, and here's an interesting that Punchki actually pointed out was that jump shot thing. And the first thing that came out of his mouth was Tristana. I thought that was kind of funny.
Yeah, but better, because I was talking with Melchior earlier. It does damage both when he jumps up and lands on his target. So I mean, he can.
That's what you wish Rocket Jump was.
Yeah.
Yeah, you mean this is the rocket jump skill that we're talking about right now. I'm gonna turn down the audio for us. But yeah, being jumped. But I mean, when you're playing a game, one of the games we're actually playing is called League of Legends. You actually have that skill where you shoot into the ground, you jumping up and over, and you land on the target right there. So, and also there's also other skills like the turret, and I messed that up because I tried to get that quickly, and I kind of missed that. That's okay. As my difficult flags out,
flow.
I'm sorry.
Roll with the flow.
Right,
Don't let it stop.
I'm gonna come back to webcams real quick because my Divic's kind of messed up. But anyways, I mean, so you have the ability to go into melee range using the rifle, using the jump shot like that, but yet you don't have any melee weapons. Do you think he's going to be at that necessarily disadvantage, not being able to like have a close quarter combat weapon handy?
No.
Yeah, and also the grenades, I don't really see them as long range, more like a mid range type of thing where he doesn't actually have to be like face to face, maybe like a few feet away and chucking grenades.
And since the whole key, I mean, he'll have some damage skills on his weapons, but his weapons are mostly about controlling the distance. His DPS is going to come from his kits.
Yeah, definitely. Now some of the weapons at the disposal for the total weapons full was just like pistol, shield, rifle. That's it.
Yeah, it's pistol, shield. So you can actually dual pistol if you want. I wonder how that would work. And then just the rifle is two-handed.
Damage. Eric Flannum, I think it was at New Zealand Gamer, yeah, that's the one. He talked about a scenario in which he went dual pistol against the Drake Broodmother. He had his number 1 skill on auto fire just to do consistent damage. Like his number 2 skill to do short range attack with bleeding, and then he would wait until the Drake fired the breath, which basically it's standing still now, at which point he would swap out his mines and then drop mines all around the Drake Broodmother and then blow them all up at once, and right when she started moving again, he'd start moving again.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty dynamic right there. Now, it mentioned that in the release of the engineer, they mentioned how they can change the kits that they have or the backpacks that they have, kind of like what an elementalist has. So, how much of a downtime do you think there will be for changing like back and forth kits? Do you think it would be like the elementalist, like we saw in all the demos? It'd be like pretty quick.
It's probably
It
gonna be shorter.
depends.
Well, Punch.
It'll,
I'll ask you
well,
Punch
not
first.
not quite. Go ahead, Punch.
I'll ask you Punch. We'll get you in here.
I don't think it's gonna be that fast. Kind of like changing weapons, like in your inventory when you're out of combat, you can change kits. I hope it's something like that, because if you can change kits very fast, I think we can be like looking at something way overpowered. Even though they say everything's overpowered in Guild Wars 2, which makes it just about even.
Right, exactly. Malakir, go ahead. Sorry.
I'm thinking 20 to 30 seconds, because the toolkits, they are actually utility skills. So it'll all be on each individual kit's recharge time. So I could maybe swap to the grenade kit, which now I got grenades and stuff, but if I ever go out of it, then it goes on like a 20-30 second recharge. So I can't ever go back to grenades. I'll have to use another one of the toolkits. So I can maybe go grenade to healing kit, or healing kit to flamethrower kit, but I can't go back to grenade kit until it recharges again. So that way you have to kind of set yourself into a routine with the recharges if you want to be effective.
Interesting. Now, the other thing I find interesting about the weapons is that you can basically carry all the weapons at your disposal, like, because you can have two different weapon sets. You have a primary and a secondary set. And for all intents and purposes, for the engineer, I mean, you can basically carry pistol, shield, and rifle. You can basically carry all the sets. Basically, the only options are pistol, or pistol, shield. I guess if you want to go more of defensive reflective, like we saw with the absorb skill that we saw, which was the first one we saw, which is so how dynamic the profession is. Now, this one, I think this is the big one that everybody was looking at. They said flamethrower.
Yes.
What do you think the flamethrower entails?
Short range AoE damage. Big boom.
Yeah, kind of like a cone damage over time, I think.
Yep.
It'll
Yep.
probably have something like an overheat, like if you hold it on too long, then it'll, I don't know, like burn red and you can't use it for a while.
Ooh, that'd be interesting.
Ideas.
I think that's where one of the skills backdraft will come in. It'll actually suck an enemy closer to you if you want to play that kind of melee or mid-range engineer instead of the long range. Or if someone's trying to get away, you can pull them back in range of your turret or anything like that.
Now, what do you guys think about like the whole technological profession being in an RPG? Yeah, there's been other games that have done it, but Guild Wars has always been a sword and caster magic kind of deal. Now we're seeing a technological profession into the mix. Do you think anything's going to change in the balance of the game by having a technological profession in there?
The mechanical balance or the
Just the overall balance of the game.
the balance
period.
of the world. Mechanical balance, that's yet to be seen. Balance of the world. I was kind of half and half when I saw the engineer revealed. First I'm like, called it. Second I'm like, we all saw it coming. But then I'm like, I don't know if this works. Because, that was loud. Actually, of the skill when he does the glue shot and he drops the powder keg, a powder keg just appears out of nowhere and he puts it on the ground. And even when it blows up, it wasn't, of all the skills, that one wasn't that was the clean one. That was probably the roughest skill of the ones that were chosen. It was just like, big boom, and now the mobs are dead. I'm like, I wasn't too impressed by that, and I still don't know how the turrets are going to fit in all this. I've been playing Global Agenda a lot recently since it went free to play, and the way they balance their turrets is by recharge times for the different strengths of turrets, and more importantly, the turrets with the smaller recharge times, they balance that by having a larger range of fire with their arc. So, like, maybe the rifle turret has a 90-degree range of fire, where the flame turret only has, like, a 45-degree. That way they can balance the different strengths of the turrets.
Okay. Now, there's actually one thing I noticed that when I was reading through the whole information, there was like a healing turret. There's like the med pack. You get the healing grenade. You could make this a total healing profession and break the whole entire trinity that they're, well, Guild Wars 2 Arena that's trying to break the trinity. You have all these abilities that you can actually keep a healer role in the game.
Kind
You
of.
can do that with the Guardian.
Not really. It's AoE.
Doesn't mean you'll be effective.
It's area of effect, so I don't see that it's... I don't think it's going to be as effective as, like, a click on this person, heal them for 500 health or something like that. It's going to be maybe something that stays there for a while, giving you, like, faster health regeneration, not, like, a direct heal, I think.
And for the healing turret to be balanced, it needs to have the same kind of area radius of the Elementalist healing rain, which fit at maximum 2 to 3 people inside it. I mean, it's actually really small.
So it's very, very, very tight in the AoE area then.
Mm-hmm. Either that, or it'll have to heal very minuscule amounts.
That and the medpack probably runs out really fast, because I don't see it laying there for like 5 minutes, and whenever you're low, you just
Oh,
run
definitely
into it.
not. I don't see that med pack laying out there for even 10 seconds. Because the way to make it useful is to anticipate what's happening when your buddy gets hurt and then get it down on the ground. But if you have a med pack sitting on the ground for a minute before an encounter has even begun, then that's saying, oh, we're setting ourselves up to fail, so here's our emergency button. No.
Yeah, I mean, actually, so I actually see that kind of skill used, like actually in the what, you know, that wizard game you were showing me before, Malkiar?
Magica.
Yeah, Magica. Magica, you actually put like a healing like bomb down, and you can walk over and you actually heal yourself. I kind of find it interesting how they're actually bringing in all these other games, not even like RPG games. They're bringing like first-person shooter games like Quake or
Well, the
Team
engineer
Fortress.
is basically every single class of Team Fortress 2
I
all
know.
mushed together into one guy.
I know, and that's what maybe this is why they're saying that if you never played an RPG before, if you were into those first-person shooters, you're actually gonna like you're actually probably gonna like Guild Wars 2 because you're actually gonna have a profession. Here you go, it's like almost a first-person shooter kind of profession.
I've seen the comments today. I've seen several comments on several of the news sites of people that said, I wasn't interested in Guild Wars 2 whatsoever. I'm not an RPG kind of person. I saw this class. I'm buying the game on the first day.
So
It's grabbing people, and while some people may be averse to it and may be against it, it's changing. It's literally doing something to the genre that has been tried. There are other MMOs with engineer type classes, like Warhammer actually has an engineer by name, but they don't all work that well. I think ArenaNet's finally making a good purpose stab at this class that other people haven't taken the risk for.
I played the engineer in Warhammer Online, and I remember that other than his turrets, he was almost useless. Like, the engineer only relied on what he made instead of like what he's able to do in combat. I think he's going to be used for a lot more than just turrets in Guild Wars 2.
So more useful than Heimerdinger.
More useful than the old Heimerdinger.
Definitely. I heard that he actually originally started with 5. Actually, originally had 5 turrets when he first came out. Each level gave you 1. That's crazy. But yeah, I mean now it's like so only 1 turret at a time, or is it 1 turret at a time or 1 turret type at a time?